Good morning, everyone. Today's topic is potato cultivation. No doubt, potato is a very important vegetable in India and it is also a rich source of carbohydrates. It means it's a energy giving food. Potato Solanum tuberosum is believed to have been introduced in India from Europe in early 17th century. Since 1830, it is being grown as a commercial crop. With the establishment of the Central Potato Research Institute CPRI in Simla in 1949, the area, production and productivity of potato have increased by 385 to 1147 and 157% respectively. Today, India ranks 5th in area as well as production in the world. The potato is grown in almost all the states in India and under diversified agroclimatic conditions. About 90% of the total potato area is located in the subtropical plains, 6% in the hills, and 4% in the plateau region of peninsular India. Indo-Gangetic plains account for about 76% of the potato area and about 87% of the potato production in the country. Uttar Pradesh has the largest area and production of potato, followed by West Bengal and Bihar. During 1995-96, Tamil Nadu recorded the highest productivity of potato, that is 27 tons per hectare, followed by West Bengal 24.5 tons per hectare, Punjab 20.4 tons per hectare, Gujarat 20 tons per hectare and Uttar Pradesh 19.7 tons per hectare. Climate and soil. Potato is largely grown in cool regions where mean temperature doesn't normally exceed 18 degrees centigrade. Optimum temperature for potato growth and development ranges between 15 and 25 degrees centigrade. Minimum night temperature is of great significance for tuberation and yield. Temperature below 21 degrees centigrade is favorable for tuber formation. At temperatures above 21 degrees centigrade, sharp fall in tuberation occurs. There is little, if any, tuber formation at temperatures above 29 degrees centigrade. For this reason, the tropics are considered unsuitable for profitable culture of potato. At low temperatures, the vegetative growth of the plant is restricted, and at temperatures near freezing point, there is permanent and often recoverable injury to the plant. That is why potato is grown as a summer crop in hills and as a winter crop in tropical and subtropical regions of the country. The planting time of potatoes is adjusted keeping in view the prevailing temperatures. Long photoperiod promotes harm growth and delays tuberation and maturity, whereas short photoperiod reduces harm growth but tuber initiation is early and the crop maturity period is reduced. For best yields, potato crop needs long day conditions during growth and short day conditions during tuberization. Potato can grow in all types of soils, but light, well-drained, sandy loam soils are best suited. With adequate fertilization, potato grows well even in sand. Excellent potato crop is grown under riverbed system of cultivation in Disha districts, Banaskantha in Gujarat. Heavy types of soils are difficult to work with and are not well suited for potato cultivation. The potato plant prefers soils in acidic to neutral range, that is pH 5.5 to 7.5. Black soils are, however, prone to cracking and drying and expose tubers to sun and tuber moth infestation. Now, we would like to discuss varieties. The improved and commercially important varieties are given in table 1. Varieties Kufri Sinduri, it was released in 1967. Adaptability, medium maturity, popular in North Indian plains. Kufri Chandramukhi, it is released in 1968. Early maturing for North Indian plains and plateau regions of peninsular India. Kufri Jyoti, it is released in 1968. Medium maturing, popular in the hills and plains of West Bengal. Kufri Muthui, 1971, medium maturing for southern hills. Kufri Laukar, released in 1972, early maturing for plateau of peninsular India, suitable for both Rabi as well as for Kharif seasons. Kufri Deva 1973, late maturing for Tarai area of Western Uttar Pradesh. Kufri Badshah 1979, medium maturing popular in North Indian plains. Kufri Bahar, released in 1980. Medium maturing popular in North Indian plains. Kufri Lalima, released in 1982. Medium maturing for northeastern plains. Kufri Shorna 1985. Medium maturing for southern hills. Kufri Mega 1988. Late maturing for Meghalaya. Kufri Ashoka 1996. Early maturing for central and eastern Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and West Bengal to replace Kufri Chandmukhi. Kufri Jawahar, released in 1996, early maturing for Punjab, Haryana, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat and Karnataka. Kufri Satluj, it is released in 1996, medium maturing for Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and Madhya Pradesh to replace Kufri Badshah and Kufri Bahar. Now we would like to discuss propagation of potato. Potato is conventionally grown vegetatively using tubers as planting material. Each tuber has several eyes distributed over its surface with each eye having 3 to 5 buds which develop into sprouts when planted in the ground. The sprouted tuber establishes itself into a plant. Each sprout on emergence above the ground develops into a stem bearing leaves and branches. The quality of seed is most important to ensure good crop production. This is because seed tubers account for about 40 to 50% of the total input cost. In India, prior to 1960, potato seed used to be imported to replace the local seed stocks of various regions. Some indigenous replacement from hills and indigenous production of some local varieties in Bihar and Uttar Pradesh was also prevalent. Northern hills used to be the major source of healthy seed for planting potato crop in the plains. The area in the hills was, however, highly inadequate to meet the total seed demand of the country. Besides, the seed produced in the hills used to be in dormant stage at the optimum time of planting of the crop in the plains, and the varieties grown under long day conditions in the hills were often not popular for cultivation under short day conditions in the plains. In view of these constraints, efforts were made to produce healthy seed in the plains. Extensive research led to the development of seed plot technique for production of healthy seed in North Indian plains. Using this technique, Punjab, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh have emerged as important potato seed producing states in the plains. Seed plot technique. This technique of seed production envisages raising a crop using healthy seed during the period when aphids vectors of virus population is very low, taking precautions of use of insecticides and periodic rogging of diseased plants, and finally deworming the crop before the aphids reach the critical level of 20 aphids per 100 compound leaves. The seed potato produced in the plains gives better plant stand and yield in all the potato growing regions because of its better physiological age for giving quick emergence and faster growth of harms. Thus, the seed produced in the north-western plains and kept in cold stores during April to September is the most useful potato for planting in the plains, particularly when early crops are to be raised. Cold stored seed cannot be withstand transport over long distances in the plains during September-October. If it is necessary, care has to be taken not to transport the seed in closed wagons over a long period after it is removed from the cold storage. The seed should be dried and carefully sorted. This post-cold storage treatment is necessary to get rid of the problem of sweating and brings about disparity equilibrium of tubers. Use of hill-grown seed. The potato in northern hills is harvested in September-October, which is also the time of planting of the main crop in northern western Indian plains. But being dormant or partially dormant, these tubers cannot be used immediately for seed purposes. The hilly seed could, however, be used with advantage after breaking dormancy. In regions where planting is delayed beyond first week of November, it is also used for planting the spring crop in northwestern region. For breaking the tuber dormancy, the seed tubers are soaked in 1% thiourea plus 1 ppm gibberellic acid solution for 1 hour. Seed size and spacing. All sizes of tubers can be utilized as seed, but medium size 25 to 55 mm or 25 to 75 gram, often called as seed size, is better than other grades. Even in seed size, tubers of 35 to 40 mm or 45 to 50 gram are ideal. Comparable yields can be obtained by planting medium sized tubers 35 to 45 mm at 60 cm into 20 cm spacing, and large sized tubers 45 to 55 mm at 60 into 25 cm spacing, keeping the plant population at 83,000 and 67,000 plants per hectare respectively. For a small sized seed 25 to 35 mm, a population of 1,11,000 plants per hectare 60 into 15 cm inter and intra-row spacing is ideal. The potato yield increases with increase in seed rate. The optimum seed rate for getting high yield is 20 to 25 quintals per hectare for 15 grams seed, 25 to 30 quintal for 30 gram seed, and 30 to 35 quintal per hectare for 40 gram seed size. Use of large size tubers increases the seed rate. However, for planting early and main crops in plains where cold stored seed is used, it is advisable to use only whole seed, as several saprophytic organisms often establish on the cut surface of the tubers, causing seed piece decay, leading to poor and gappy germination in plateau regions of southern India, which depends on the seed potatoes from North Indian hills. The large tubers can be cut and planted late in November for a spring crop in northwestern plains, for which the seeds are produced from the hills. The cut potatoes are used as seed. The seed tubers are cut about a week or 10 days before planting and treated with fungicides dipped for 10 minutes in 0.2% solution of mancozeb and spread at a cool and moist place so that the cut surface submerges and seed pieces do not rot. Pre-sprouting of seeds. Pre-sprouting of tubers before planting ensures multiple stout and healthy sprouts, which help in quick emergence and uniform stand of crop. It also increases the number of tubers and leads to larger proportion of seed-sized tubers. For pre-sprouting, the tubers are kept in shade in diffused light in baskets or trays or spread in thin layer on the floor. Seed stalks are examined twice a week to remove rotten tubers. Seed tubers, when removed from the cold store, are generally dormant and give low yields. When planted immediately, 1 week pre-sprouting period is sufficient for all sizes of tubers in northwestern plains and of 3 weeks in eastern plains. Planting. Potato enjoys a wide range of seasonal adaptability. In northwestern Himalayas, it is planted in May-June. In valleys and at very high altitudes 3000 to 3500 meter during April in high hills 2500 to 3000 meter, and as spring crop during January February, and as autumn crop in August September in the mid hills 1000 to 1800 meter. In northeastern hills, potato is planted in March in the high hills. In valleys and lower hills, there are 2 potato growing seasons with plantings in January, February and August, September. In Nilgiri hills, 3 potato crops are raised almost in succession, their planting times being April, August and January. In Punjab and western Uttar Pradesh, early potato crop is planted during 10 to 20th September. In central Uttar Pradesh, in the first week of October, and in Bihar, between 2nd and 3rd weeks of October. The crop is usually harvested after 60 to 70 days to take advantage of high prices of fresh potatoes. Mulching of early potato crop with paddy straw, paddy husk and maize and dhaicha stock is beneficial for getting high yields. The main crop in Gangetic Plains is planted during October-November. The potato season first starts in northwestern plains and culminates in the eastern part. Planting of late or spring crop in December-January is confined to the northwestern plains only. In plateau regions of peninsular India, where summer temperatures are somewhat mild, 2 crops, one in winter and the other in summer are raised. For hot weather cultivation, the fields are plowed during summer in May and June to reduce the incidence of soil-borne diseases and control perennial weeds. Green manure crops like dhacha and shanai may be sown before the onset of the monsoon. The green manure crop is buried in soil after 7 to 8 weeks. This practice reduces N, P and K requirement of the crop by 20 to 30% and improves potato yields up to 3 tons per hectare. If green manuring of the fields is not possible, farmyard manure at the rate of 15 to 20 tons per hectare may be incorporated and plowed in field before planting. After deep ploughing and good pulverization of the soil, when the bed is ready, tubers are planted in lines. The first line is drawn straight with a rope, and subsequent lines are marked at a distance of 60 cm from row to row, and with the help of a marker, half dose of nitrogen and full dose of P25 and K2O is applied in furrows and mixed in soil. Seeds are kept in the furrows at a distance of 20 cm from tuber to tuber and covered with soil using a ridger. The planting should preferably be done in the morning or in the evening to avoid heated up soil covering during midday in plains. Manuring and fertilization of potato. Nitrogen is most important nutrient for potato crop. A mature potato crop yielding between 25 to 35 tons per hectare need to be about 120 to 150 kg nitrogen per hectare. The peak period of nitrogen uptake varies from 40 to 70 days in plains and 65 to 85 days in hills. Nitrogen application increases the plant growth, leaf area, tuber number and tuber size. The maximum nitrogen response is recorded in alluvial soils, followed by hill soils, red soils and black soils. Potato berries differ among themselves in their fertilizer needs. The long duration varieties are more responsive to nitrogen fertilizers than the short duration ones. The nitrogen is applied in split doses. Half of the dose should be applied at the time of planting and the remaining half at the time of earthing up. The P is the second limiting nutrient in potato production. Its deficiency is more pronounced in acidic hill soils and red lateritic soils. An average crop yielding 25 tons per hectare needs about 45 kg P2O5. Phosphorus deficiency retards growth and leaves become dull dark green without luster. The application of 50 to 100 kg P2O5 per hectare along with nitrogen is required in most of the soils. Full dose of phosphorus is applied at the time of planting. The application of K along with N and P is needed to get optimum yield. Its deficiency retards plant growth and shortens internodes. Leaves become dark bluish green in mild K deficiency. Terminal leaves show bronzing accompanied with necrotic spots. On an average, potato plant removes 150 kg K per hectare from alluvial soils of the plains and 190 kg per hectare from acidic brown hill soils. Response to K is highest in alluvial soils, followed by hill soils, red soils and black cotton soils. The optimum K dose is 98 kg per hectare for alluvial soils, 93 kg per hectare for hill soils, 111 kg for red soils and 70 kg per hectare for black soils. The response to N, P and K depends not only upon the fertility status of the soils, but also on variety, cropping systems and source of nutrients. The P and K applied to soil leave significant residues which affect the fertilizer needs to the succeeding crop. The potato crop is most parts of the country generally doesn't respond to the application of zinc, copper, manganese and iron. Only marginal increase in yield of potato has been observed with application of zinc at Kalyani, West Bengal, Kanpur, Uttar Pradesh and Palampur, Himachal Pradesh. The Fe at Kanpur and with sulfur given through gypsum or pyrites at Hisar, Haryana, Faizabad, Uttar Pradesh and Disha, Gujarat. Interculture. Earthing up and beating of potato are done as soon as beet emerge, but preferably when potato plants are about 8 to 10 cm high. The final earthing up in plains is done 25 to 30 days after planting, and in hills when the crop is about 6 to 8 weeks old. Second half dose of nitrogen is applied at the time of final earthing up. Irrigation. Water forms nearly 80% of the potato tuber. Adequate and regular water supply is therefore needed for its sustained growth. The crop in high hills and in plateau regions in Kharif season is grown as rain-fed, whereas in plains it is grown under irrigated conditions. The quality of water used for irrigation is an important factor. Water with high concentration of dissolved salts is undesirable for potato. First irrigation immediately after planting, particularly if soils is relatively dry, is desirable for better emergence. Second irrigation may be given after 12 to 15 days when 2 to 5% germination has taken place. Subsequent irrigation may be given at 6 to 10 days interval depending upon soil and water demand. Water stress reduces tuber yield and increases the proportion of small sized tubers. Mulching helps in getting higher yields in warmer regions of the country. Harvesting and post-harvest management. Potato tubers are harvested as soon as they mature. In loam or heavy loam soils, tubers should not be allowed to remain in bed soil after maturity because the lenticels on their surface may proliferate and impart unacceptable look to the tubers. If harvesting is delayed, it is best to leave the soil dry and irrigate the field tubers. If harvesting is delayed, it is best to leave the soil dry and irrigate the field lightly about the time of harvest. It is never advisable to harvest the tubers in wetland. The late sown crop in plains should be harvested latest by April to avoid high temperatures and charcoal rot infection in tubers. After harvesting, tubers should be surface dried and kept in shade in heaps for 10 to 15 days. All rotted and damaged tubers should be periodically removed. The produce should be graded on the basis of tuber size and packed in gunny bags for marketing. If the produce is to be marketed early to take advantage of high market price, it is advisable to harvest potatoes in stages. This is because of highly perishable nature of the immature tuber. Fresh potato has a delicate skin which gets bruised easily and extensively, providing invasion to root through rot causing organisms. Also, bruising initiates oxidation process which subsequently imparts dark color to the exposed surface of tubers, reducing its market value. 2. Potato seed. The non-availability of good quality seed tubers, high seed cost, virus infiltration in seed tubers causing degeneration of seed stalks and problems of long distance transport of seed from seed producing areas have led to the development of 2 potato seed TPS technology of crop production. This technology emphasizes the use of botanical seed or TPS for crop production. It has gained significance because unlike seed tubers, the TPS can be produced in all parts of the country, providing extra light for 4 to 5 hours. Depending upon climatic conditions, it can be easily stored over long periods of time. Disease transmission by TPS is negligible and it provides cheap planting material. About 100 to 120 gram TPS is enough to raise a seedling crop, or if the commercial crop is to be produced using seedling tubers, the produce 40 to 45 gram TPS is enough to plant 1 hectare crop next year. They also provide better disease resistance because of high heterogeneity in the population. A rare crop of potato using TPS can be raised either through transplanting of seedlings in field or by using seedling tubers as planting material. In the first method, seed is sown in nursery beds containing soil of proper physical structure, fertility and moisture as practiced for seedling production of tuber vegetables or other vegetable crops. Fertility and moisture as practiced for seedling production of other vegetable crops. Seedlings of 4 to 5 leaf stage are transplanted in field to raise the crop. This method of raising a rare crop has been successful in Bihar, Gujarat, Plateau region of Madhya Pradesh and Tripura, where adverse temperatures do not limit the crop growth. In Punjab, Haryana and Western Uttar Pradesh, this method is not very successful owing to high temperature in September and low temperatures from November, which restrict the crop growth, resulting in pouring. In the second method, making use of seedling tubers as planting material, the seedlings can be grown in nursery beds till maturity, or they can be transplanted in field to produce tubers which are used as seed for raising the commercial crop next year. The crop production using seedling tubers is successful in all potato growing regions of the country. The crop yields are also higher with seedling tubers rather than seedling transplanting method of propagation. The technology is becoming popular in Bihar, Karnataka and Tripura. Physiological disorders of potato. There is another crop of diseases commonly referred to as non-parasitic diseases, which are the result of physiological imbalance caused by unfavorable environmental conditions, and these are internal brown spot. It is characterized by irregular dry brown spots scattered through the flesh of tubers. These spots are never found in vascular regions as in case of brown rot. It is a very minor disorder that appears particularly in light sandy soils which are not irrigated regularly. The affected tubers lose much of their value as stable potatoes. It is not transmissible. However, planting of severely affected tubers should be avoided as they often produce big plants. An old variety, Craig's Defiance, is prone to this. Black heart. If potato tubers are stored in air at a temperature of 35 to 40 degrees centigrade, they develop in a few days a condition known as black heart, in which the inner tissues break down and becomes black. Lack of oxygen is the probable cause. It is also probable that at high storage temperatures, accumulation of CO2 at the center of the tuber might contribute to damage and to subsequent decrease in respiration and development of black heart. This is of minor importance as it appears only in ordinary overheated and ill ventilated farm stores. Therefore, avoid storage temperatures above 35 degrees centigrade and poor ventilation. Hollow heart consists of an irregular cavity in the center of tubers in tissue surrounding the cavity. There is no decay or discoloration. Hollow heart condition appears often in varieties which bulk rapidly and produce oversized tubers. In extra large size tubers of Kufri Jyoti, Kufri Sinduri, hollow heart may appear. This condition can be avoided by closer spacing of plants and avoiding excessive use of fertilizers. Chilling injury may follow prolonged storage of tubers at temperatures about 0 degrees centigrade. This results in discolored blotches in the flesh of tubers which vary from light reddish brown to dark brown, diffuse brownish black to patches on skin, and reduce or completely inhibit sprouting of affected tubers when planted. Freezing injury occurs as a result of ice formation in potato tubers when exposed to temperatures between -1 to -2 degrees centigrade. Tubers which are only briefly frozen, so when cut in half, a blue-black discontinuous ring in the vascular regions. More severe injury leads to blue-black necrotic network in the pith. In addition to necrosis in the vascular region, the tubers frozen for more than half an hour, the cut surface of the third tuber shows diffuse areas of black discoloration. If the tubers are frozen for about 4 to 5 hours, they show no blotch or discoloration, but on dying, the whole tuber becomes wet and soft and liquid oozes out of it. Thank you for patience hearing.